Hey there everyone, this is jokersspice, bringing a little spice to your life. We are playing a brand new game here on this channel, and I would very much like you guys to enjoy this opening cutscene, so I'll leave you to it. Alright, whew, I got some crazy controller issues for a second, but welcome everybody to Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut. This is a remake for the Nintendo GameCube. The original game came out on the Sega Dreamcast, and it was called Sonic Adventure. There are lots of differences between the versions, and not a lot of the differences are well received. A lot of people really don't like this version of the game. They changed some of the models, which a lot of people really didn't like. The lighting is pretty weird in this game. There's some sound issues. Unfortunately, we can go in the settings here, but there isn't too many options for stuff like the sound and stuff. I wish older games did, like you can turn down like the music so you can listen to the voices and stuff a little bit easier. But oh well, we'll just have to make do with this. It's not so bad though. Other than that, the GameCube version of the game, as you progress through the game, you were able to collect Game Gear games, which is the Sega Game Gear. But unfortunately, we are not able to do that because we are playing the Steam version of the game today, which I believe is a retooled version of the PS3/Xbox 360 re-release of Sonic Adventure DX. Nice thing about the Steam version of this game is that you can turn off the DLC for Sonic Adventure DX, or just not purchase it at all, and then you can just play Sonic Adventure how it was originally created. But we're playing Sonic Adventure DX because that's the version of the game I grew up with. So these are some of the models in the game. You can see Sonic, you can see how he looks pretty clearly. If I go in the instruction actually right now, I could show you what Sonic looks like in Sonic Adventure. So you can see his model was a little bit different. A lot of people like it a lot better, but it's just a matter of preference, and not that I prefer this version of Sonic or the other version, but I just grew up with the other one, so that's just the way I'm going to do it. This is a 3D platformer game, so you can just kind of move around in all the directions. You can jump, you can do a spin dash. I'm going to call the jump button the jump button and the spin dash button the action button from now on, just because it'll be easier for me in case you guys are playing a different version with a different controller. I'm actually using a Switch controller, so even these buttons are not actually what I'd be using. You press A again while you're jumping, you can do a jump dash, and then that can turn into a homing attack if you're near anything. And other actions include picking stuff up and throwing them around or shaking them. We're never really going to do that, so you don't have to worry about that. The objective of any given Sonic stage is to get to the end of a level, either by destroying a capsule or by getting some other object. It would be spoiler, I guess, to tell you what object, though, so let's just keep going. Alright, let's get into the game. Station Square. Unlike previous Sonic games in the series, Sonic Adventure attempts to tell a much grander, much more complex story. So let's go ahead and enjoy the story and see the goods and the bads and the uglies. We'll have plenty of time to talk about all of it.
Oh yeah! This is happening! Huh? What's up?
Whoa, what is that thing? That doesn't look like a Sonic character we've ever seen before.
You are completely surrounded. Surrender yourself. Lock on target, men. Ready? Fire! Oh no!
Yeah. Man, I didn't even see any of those bullets flying through the air. They just like spawned in his body. So weird.
Oh yeah! This could be fun!
I don't know, that sounds like that's such a weird delivery on that line. Oh well, we'll talk about that more. Unlike your traditional Sonic game, we actually start with a boss fight instead of a regular level. This is Chaos Zero. So yeah, you can move around just like I explained. Make sure you dodge his attacks when he throws his punches at you. And yeah, he's a pretty easy boss. All you have to do is do a couple jump dashes, homing attacks at his head. His brain in his weak spot, otherwise he's pretty much impervious to all damage. However, you're gonna have to wait for him to be vulnerable. The models in this game are very shiny. A lot of everything is very shiny in this game, which some people don't really like that, but you know what? I'm kind of used to it. A lot of GameCube games had that like shininess to it, so I'm pretty used to it. And any rings you collected at a level will go into a will be stored for later. You can actually use your rings outside of levels. We'll talk about that later. All the while, a mysterious man is overlooking the situation.
The god of destruction.
Alright, another day, another problem. No more rain, it's just sunshine. Look at, I love Sonic's very dainty little eyelids. They're so cute. Got eyelashes and everything.
Tails?
Tails is looking a little orange.
Ah! Tails! Now, what am I gonna do with you?
Alright, so we're not actually in a level right now. We're basically the equivalent of Super Mario 64's Princess Peach's Castle and hub worlds that are similar like it. It's basically a glorified level select, but in the beginning we can't really select any other levels other than the first one. So let's go ahead and enter it. Emerald Coast Stage 1. This game is pretty fun. I really like this game. It's not one of my favorite games, but it's a game I grew up with and I really like it, which might make me a little bit biased. This game is very controversial, being the very first 3D Sonic game that's truly 3D. And just this game tried to change a lot of stuff that's been established over the years in the Sonic games that a lot of people may have not liked, but this is kind of where I met Sonic, so I obviously don't really mind. I know it just a couple things are a bit jarring, like seeing Sonic in a human world when presumably before he was in some kind of other wacky, more cartoony world. We've got all these voice acting. Eggman has a redesign. That mysterious man we saw in the beginning of the game, yeah, he's got a redesign. Sonic has green eyes now, which people did not like when this game came out. But yeah, all of these little things seem to be kind of minor little inconveniences now. But other than all those little things, this game is really great. I'm not going to say it's perfect or anything, it's definitely got its flaws, but there's lots of really cool, fun things about this game too. I think this game feels really good to play, even in 2021, I know I'm dating this episode by saying that, even in 2021, I still feel pretty comfortable controlling Sonic, as long as I don't do anything too stupid to break the logic of the game. Whenever Sonic goes into these, like, parts of the levels where we were just in with the Orca and stuff like that, where you're really meant to go in one direction, pressing other directions usually messes up some of the automatic scripting that Sonic is supposed to be doing, and then he doesn't do what he's supposed to do. And he ends up dying. So, as long as you stick with the script, it's pretty simple. Rings are important to have. If you get hit, you will lose all your rings, so try not to do that. And collecting 100 rings will give you an extra life. Losing a life will make you go back to the last checkpoint you've been to. You know you've hit a checkpoint because you'll see your time displayed somewhere on the screen, just like that. And sometimes going between different levels, or not levels, but sections of the levels, not only will it save you your checkpoint, but sometimes it will change the background music. Background music, the music in general in Sonic Adventure, is an absolute treat. So if you're looking for something to listen to, you've got to check it out. It's really good, especially by video game standards. There's one thing about this game that nobody ever complains about, it's the music, because it's fantastic. Whew! Try my best not to get hit because I really want to collect as many rings as I can.
On panel number 1. It
Not
will
that.
take you to
Oh,
panels 2 and 3. Jump as soon as you
thanks,
land
dude.
on the panel or else you'll fall.
Not that I'm really planning on 100%ing this game. I'll talk about that in a little second. But it's best to collect as many rings as possible. I want to show you as much stuff in this game as I possibly can. Woo! One thing that I will address, I might address it a little. I might address it after the next cutscene because we're about to finish this level. But I am very aware of how terrible the voice acting and the voice lip syncing is in this game. Yeah, we just finished this level, so we're about to see exactly what I'm talking about in just a second, and then we'll talk about it.
Hey, Sonic! Long time no see, huh?
I'm just glad you're okay. What happened anyway? You're too good of a pilot to just crash like that.
That was a test run using a new prototype propulsion system. It's got a few bugs to iron out.
Why not just use my plane, the Tornado?
Thanks, but you gotta check out my newest power supply. Ta-da!
Whoa! A Chaos Emerald!
Yep, I just happened to find one of the 7 emeralds during one of my test flights. This thing's got unlimited power, you know. So I figured, why not use it to power my plane? Supercharge! You gotta come over to my workshop, Sonic. I've got something I've gotta show you. It's in the Mystic Ruins. The fastest way is by train. Let's go!
Yeah. The fastest way is actually by running there, because Sonic the Hedgehog is Sonic the Hedgehog. Anywho, so yeah, the voice acting and the lip syncing are absolutely terrible in this game. I'm not even gonna pretend. Apparently the crew for the game did not get any voice direction, and they weren't ever together. and the lines that they recorded were super out of context whenever they did. So I do think I like the voices for the characters specific, like individually, but I'm not a fan of just the voice direction in general. This game just like is super dated in that aspect. So I will definitely concede on that point. If you ever want to talk to any of these NPC characters, you just go up to them and press the action button when you're in front of them. Yeah, just go through the hotel lobby and to the right is the door to Station Square. I'm sorry, but I overheard the conversation. I didn't mean to though. Yeah, so if you're ever lost or anything, you can just kind of talk to everybody. Everybody has something interesting that they could be saying. You can do the same thing with these weird floating television screens. From now on, the casino is only open at night. Right away, I will say this elevator exists. I won't be going in this elevator for a little bit. I'll explain what is there later, but for now, just know that it exists, and we could do stuff in there, but we won't. So let's just keep going. Yeah, so here's the adventure field. You can just kind of run around in it. It's pretty fun. It's a pretty low stress environment. Use this as an opportunity to maybe practice a couple moves. You know, spin. You can spin jump, or sorry, you can spin dash. You can jump while you're spinning to really make yourself go far. And then if you press the action button while you're in the air, you'll actually kind of like cancel your momentum and fall down. So that can be pretty useful if you're trying to like do some platforming and stuff like that. But otherwise, that's pretty much all we can do. Here's this thing. One last thing before we go to the Mystic Ruins. This is a hint orb, and if you touch it,
To the Mystic Ruins.
you'll get a hint on where to go. So if you're ever lost, or if you haven't played the game in a while and you don't really know what you're supposed to do, just go ahead and grab that. Those are also found in levels, just in case you get lost in those as well.
The train headed for the Mystic Ruins will be departing soon.
One last thing I want to check out, actually. I know I said the last thing was the last thing, but this is the actual last thing. This is an emblem. Kind of like stars in Super Mario 64. I know I keep comparing it to that game. Here is pretty much one of the only collectibles you can really collect in this game. There are 130 of them in Sonic Adventure DX, and I probably won't be collecting all of them. Close to all of them, but probably not everything, because I will have to cover some other really time-consuming stuff in the game, and I don't really want to. But I will talk about it, so I'll make sure to talk about everything. Alright, let's keep going. The Mystic Ruins. So yeah, we gotta take the train just like everyone else, even though we're the fastest thing on the planet. How are you doing, old guy? When I woke up, the mountain was there already. I don't think it sprung out of the ground, so it must have fallen from the sky. I know that sounds crazy. So apparently this mountain was not here before. It just kind of showed up, so that's kind of weird. Alright, there's lots of secrets and stuff to explore in all these adventure fields, just like how I just showed you that emblem. But I think we'll just go ahead and go to Tails' lab instead.
If it isn't Sonic! Look, it's a giant talking egg. Science.
Looks like he's about to get scrambled.
Greatest scientific genius in the world. Whatever you say, Eggman.
Enough! I've got big plans, and now I'm gonna put them to work.
You're always up to no good. Now what do you want?
I want all of the Chaos Emeralds. Better not interfere, or else.
Or else what, you big drip?
Or else what, you big loser?
Or else I'll take them from you by force, the hard way.
Sonic's ears moving when he talks absolutely makes no sense. Just makes me think that the rigging for his model is just going crazy. Alright, so pretty standard part of the course. You beat a Sonic level, you start fighting Dr. Eggman. So let's go ahead and do that. This is the Egg Hornet. Something about Eggman. He introduced himself as Dr. Robotnik. Most people know him as either one of the two. In the US, Sega deliberately called him Dr. Robotnik because they thought he'd be taken more seriously, and it had a lot more to do with what he actually was. Same thing kind of like how Bowser is called Bowser in the North America, but in Japan, he's really just called Koopa. But in this game, that's when they decided to make the games consistent with each other, and now that was actually the first time Sonic, like in the canon of the American Sonic the Hedgehog continuity, that's the first time Eggman was called Eggman by Sonic. Which, I don't know, I guess makes a weird amount of sense. I've always just known him as Eggman, and to me that always made sense. He does name his stuff after him all the time, like the Death Egg Robo and the Death Egg itself. So, I always just called him Eggman. Besides, he's big old, is round and fat and like an egg, so it just makes a lot of sense. Alright, let's see what happens next.
Well, that wasn't so hard.
Oh, Tails, you sweet, smiling, golden sunshine child. Why did you do that? Why can't you hold on to a rock, Eggman?
Time to eat.
Chaos? Oh no, isn't that the same monster I saw the other day?
Oh no, that monster is bigger now!
Yes, it's just as the stone tablets predicted. His strength increases every time I feed him a Chaos Emerald.
Thank you, Mr. Exposition.
He'll be invincible and work for me. Together, we'll destroy Station Square. And on its ruins, I'll build Robotnik Land, the ultimate city, where I will rule it all. Come on, Chaos, let's find another emerald, shall we?
Alright, it seems we understand what Dr. Eggman's
Sonic,
next plan
Can't let
is.
him get away with this, can we?
No way, Tails.
Without more emeralds, the monster can't transform. So, it's up to us to get the emeralds before Eggman does, huh?
Alright, and that's our plan. We gotta collect those Chaos Emeralds before Dr. Eggman gets his hand on all 7 of them. So far, the tally is 1-0. And this is where we're going to end our episode for the day. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys are liking this, make sure you guys like it. Hey, and let me know, who's your favorite Sonic character? There are a lot of them, so no wrong answers here. Unless it's something like, I don't know, unless it's something crazy like Chicken or something like that from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog show. And hey, make sure you guys subscribe so that you guys are notified for when the next episode shows up. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.